all imagine this. You get on the elevator at the Friendship Heights Metro only for it to get stuck with you, your past self, and your future all stuck inside.
Very interesting. Well, that's the idea behind the new novel, Just Emilia, which is about to be released by local author, journalist, and filmmaker, Jennifer Oko. Welcome to Great Day, Washington.
Welcome.
Thanks for being here.
So much for having me. I loved that intro. It was
Is that right? That's accurate.
I mean, that really tees you up for what it's about.
Yeah.
Why was the Friendship Heights Metro kind of where you thought, hey, this is where the setting should be?
It happened. So, I mean,
for
like a millisecond.
Oh, no.
I mean, you know, like it was like I was in it, and there were a couple people in it, and it kind of did that bump. But it was enough for me to think, you know, what would happen if. And then for a while, there were two other people when I was working on it. And then I sort of developed this idea that the hardest person to be stuck in an elevator with would be yourself. And that's how it evolved.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Is it also kind of a love letter to DC? Because it's hyper DC, what you're talking about, the setting, the location.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is it a love letter?
You know, it was so fun. So I'm originally from New York, but I've been here for more than 2 decades.
Yeah.
But it took a while for this to feel like my city. And trying to research sort of the background of my neighborhood and of the city was really helpful to make me feel more grounded here. And it was just so fun to think about what used to be here. And one of the great things about the Friendship Heights Metro is that what you come up to when you get off the escalator or elevator has just, even in the 20 years I've been here, has changed dramatically every few years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. But it's still so cool for people in DC to read a book about DC. And then, of course, we are a tourist town. And whenever I travel, I like try and get books from that area. So it's just very, very appealing. But this is your 4th book that you've published. Very cool. There's a lot of people publishing books later in life. What was that like for you?
So, like I told you, before, my last book was published in 2012, so it's been a while. It's a lot harder when you enter the phase of life when you have little kids, but my kids are now grown. I think one of the things that's really gratifying is I've kind of grown up with some of the writers here in DC that I've known for years, and some of them are a little older than me. And I think that when you are writing as an older woman.
I know I don't like that because you're not older, but
you bring a wisdom to it that you might not have had otherwise. And I just love like Bonnie Garmouth of Lessons in Chemistry. She was 65 when she published that.
Yes.
And I love that. You know, life just because you're hitting a certain age doesn't have to end at all.
Absolutely
it can begin
not.
again.
And that's a great book.
It's such a good book.
Yeah.
Love that message behind the book. Is there a message in the book that you're stuck in an elevator? Are you learning lessons? Does the main character learn lessons from her future self and her past self?
I think it's the question we all ask ourselves, right? What would I say to my younger self so that my younger self felt excited about the future, wasn't worried about X, Y, or Z? I mean, what would you say? Or made some choices that maybe weren't the choices you thought were the best. What would you say? And that's a sort of easier thing to think about. I think it was more challenging for me to think about what would my older self say to me. So the older character is 77, the middle one's 47, and the younger one's 17. Those are very different ages.
Yeah.
But if anything, for me personally, and specific to the book, I hope that my older self, no matter how this book does, whether it's a raging success or not, that she's really proud of me for pushing this so far. I mean, this has taken years and years and years, and I didn't give up. And so I hope she recognizes that.
Yeah. Well, we're putting that into the universe, and you is she. So she will. And are you going on a book tour? Is there anywhere we can find you with this book?
Well, the most exciting place that you can find me is on Tuesday, on June 10th, at Politics and Prose on Connecticut Avenue, right next to Comet, right there.
Oh, yeah.
Is going to be the launch, the official launch. I'll be reading from the book, and I'll be interviewed by Angie Kim, who's another local author. It's going to be great.
Excellent.
I love how they support authors. Okay, so June 10th. We have to remember that. That's the date the book is available. You can buy it then, and you can also go for the book signing. Go say hi to Jennifer. Again, Connecticut Avenue, that's the Politics and Prose. It will be happening at 7 p.m. Congratulations.
Thank you
Thank
guys
you
so
for spending
much.
time with us.
Thank you.